I've been hacked. Not just that, there's been layer after layer of weird technological and identity issues happening in my life. It's really rattled me, and it's got me thinking, like, who am I when my outer identity is stripped away? And how little control do I actually have over me out there in the technology? And it's really caused me to pull back pretty dramatically from technology. I'm outside right now. It's a gorgeous, sunny September day. And I've been spending a lot of time in nature. In fact, a couple of days before I was hacked on Facebook, we were headed to the Boundary Waters for 4 days. I wasn't able to do anything about it, so we went into the woods, into the boreal forest, and it was amazing, and it was rejuvenating, and it reminded me who I am. I came back, and it's still the case. It's been several weeks, and I get emails every day telling me my ads have been approved. They're not my ads. I also happen to have lost my ID. I also happen to have gotten a new phone that was returned while we were gone. And it's just like every day feels like a full-time tech support job on my end. And if that's ever happened to you, I'm curious, what did you do? How did it feel? I'm still in the middle of it. So it's causing me to pull back. I don't need the technology. I grew up in the 70s. I used to call my friends and let the phone ring. And if nobody was home in that house, the phone did not get answered. This was before answering machines. In fact, I remember the first time I called a friend whose family had just gotten an answering machine. And I heard the voice like, this family is not home, please leave a message. And in my mind, I was probably 12 at the time. In my mind, it was somehow writing down, because when you would call your friends and your mom would answer the phone, their mom would take a note, like leave a written message. So I thought this answering machine was somehow leaving a written message. So I spoke very slowly, like, this is, I had just no concept of what an answering machine was. And I'm ready to go back to those days. Technology is great. I'm using technology right now. We're connecting through technology. There's a lot of good things about technology, but what I don't like about it is the way that it really pushes us around. It grabs you and takes you where you don't necessarily want to go. I just lost all my notes on my phone. Notes about what songs I want to play on the ukulele. Notes about what movies I want to watch next. Nice reminders, things like that I keep in my little digital notes. I kept getting a notification that my iCloud storage was almost full. I never asked for iCloud storage. I don't want iCloud storage. Oh, you just have to pay $3 a month to have more storage. I'm like, I don't want more storage for digital clutter. And so I deleted the notes from the cloud. I deleted them from the cloud, but it also deleted it from my phone. Poof, gone, can't recover it. And I thought, I can write notes on a piece of paper. I love writing on paper. It feels good to write on paper. So that's an example of I'm not going to rely on electronic notes. Just because the feature's available doesn't mean I have to use it. I feel like it's taking away my sovereignty. I feel like it's taking away my identity, literally, and that I get to do it differently. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like, yeah, I can get this phone out of my face? So I'm not going to go completely off grid, although I'm heading in that direction. But I'm definitely going to cordon off my tech use in a way that it's not constantly in my face. I already have all my notifications turned off. I already do not have any social apps on my phone. I already do a lot of these things, but I have my phone on grayscale, all of these things, but it's just so invasive, and they have zero interest in my well-being or my experience. They are here to capture our dollars and to capture our attention, which equals dollars. And it's just really been a big wake-up call about technology. How far are we going to go? Where's the apex? I was talking to my cousin who's similar in age to me, a little bit younger, and he said, the internet was a mistake. Now, this is somebody who's very, very technologically savvy, knows about coding, early adapter, all of these things. And he was like, the internet's a mistake. And now we have AI, we have artificial intelligence. So it's up to us to really ground ourselves into the natural world, to ground ourselves into our own sensory experiences. If you have a highly sensitive nervous system, the technology is really jarring. It's really jangling. And so what's a tiny step that you can do to reduce the tech in your life? For me, it's leaving my phone out of the place where I sleep. You know, I can wake up. I usually don't use an alarm to wake up, but if I need to, it can be in the other room. I can hear it, you know, and just not relying on the phone for things that I can find elsewhere. So that's my big project. I'll keep you up to date, is that can I read a physical book instead of reading something on a device? Can I write down a physical note instead of a note in an app? Can I have a contact with a friend that's more in person, either on the phone or video chat or truly in person? I'm going to walk with a friend this afternoon around a lake. And so it's rattled me. I am rattled and I'm super overwhelmed and fried, and it's not over yet. I still have so much work to do, and I've only listed a few of the many, 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 many things that have been happening. But it's also been a real wake-up call. It's also been a decision point on my journey. And I think it's great timing, because the combination of being up in the Boundary Waters and the boreal forest and having just all of these technological, like, I can't believe this is happening. You know, like they sent me a return label and the label wouldn't print. It was just a blank sheet. So I had to call customer service. So I'm on the phone for hours. You know, just like I could list 20 things, but I'll spare you the brutal details. I just wanted to have a conversation about tech use and what it means to us as older women who are highly sensitive, and we all grew up without technology. You know, I watch a Netflix video and it will automatically start another movie. It's like, I'm not ready to watch a second movie. The only time I ever did that was when I was like, well, how was I? In 1978 when Grease came out. It was a super hot summer. And me and a few friends, we would go to the movie theater and we would sit in that movie theater for 2 or 3 showings of the movie Grease, because it was such a great movie and it was so hot outside and we had nothing else to do. And back then they didn't care. We just sat through several movies. That's the only time I would ever watch more than one movie in a sitting. But again, Netflix is like, here's the next movie. It's like, I don't want the next movie. I want to choose what I'm going to do next. So all of these things have me thinking, and I would love to hear from you in the comments as well. What are you thinking about? How does tech fit into your life right now? Your digital devices, all the streaming services, all the subscriptions, all the pop-ups, all the predictive text. Oh, my goodness. I would love to hear from you about that. So thanks for leaving a comment. And if you're into this, exploring what it means to be sovereign as you age with a sensitive nervous system, feeling maybe a little neurodiverse as well, then please subscribe to the channel and stick around.